Good evening, class. I hope everyone's having a great holiday weekend. I just wanted to kind of go over the flowchart for our special education process in Escondido Unified School District. We start off with our teachers. We have two different plans that you can see on the PowerPoint. So our first one is our teachers recommend students for what we call our glitters program. And in that glitter program, they create a SMART goal within their grade level team and what interventions they think will help bring that SMART goal to progress. This time frame is usually about 4 to 6 weeks that they do these interventions. After that 4 to 6 weeks, the team meets back up again to go over the results. If there's no or very little progress, then the team will create a new and different SMART goal and come up with different interventions. We also have intervention teachers on site for reading. So if they believe that the student would benefit from being pulled out for interventions, or if they believe having them work with a certain teacher who specializes on the team for their reading program or math program, they can also make those decisions too. After 4 to 6 weeks, they take all of the data that they have, and if the student still has not made any progress or is very little progress, then they will refer that student back to what we call our CSAT team. And our CSAT team is made up of different teachers, administration, and our school psychologist and counselor. And on that team, they will review all of the data, attendance, interventions. They'll decide, if the student's been out for 60 days, should we do a home visit? And after they kind of make their decision on where they will go, the student will be recommended, if they agree to it, for a special education assessment. They could meet 1 to 2 times depending on the data provided, and if they want to try a home visit or something outside of academic for the student that they're seeing is impairing the student's education, before they recommend, but the CSAT team does have to recommend the student in order for them to be assessed through special education. And then once they are assessed and they have the recommendation, then the student will start the special education process. The other path for a student to be assessed by special education would be a parent would submit a written letter for special education assessments and asking for their child to be assessed. The school has 15 days to provide an assessment to that parent with the plan of how we're going to assess and what we're going to assess. And then they also join up in that same part of the flow chart with the assessment being done within 60 days. Once that 60 days is up, we as an IEP team will meet with the parents. We will go over all of the results and the recommendation that the special education team has come up with. If the parents are in agreement with the recommendation and the student does qualify, then the IEP will start once the parents have signed the IEP and we've received it back. The student will also receive an annual meeting every year with the IEP to go over their past goals, the new goals that are recommended for them, the progress they're making within their behaviors or academic goals. And then the student will also be reassessed for a triannual every 3 years. And then that triannual will go through the full assessment just like they had in the very beginning and decide, do they still qualify for special education services, or do they still need all of these services that we were providing in the first one. So that 3-year mark is really a great way for us to just reevaluate the whole big picture and for them to do it. Another path that I did not add to this flowchart, but that is a possibility, is if they are new to the district and they are coming from out of state. We start at that 60-day mark where the green is on it, and that's just essentially we reevaluate what that state had provided, their old IEP, and we make sure that their IEP is now written in a California IEP guidelines, and we are following the strict qualifications that we have here in California. Again, these are just 2 of the main ways that we can get assessments done, and the main ways that we do assess in the district. I also do want to mention how a parent can request at any time. So if they're having issues with their student's IEP or they think something isn't working, they can always ask for a meeting, and we can always hold a meeting before that annual meeting or triannual meeting to go over any of their concerns or any of their issues that they're wanting to address in that meeting too. So this is our flowchart for Escondido Unified. I hope I was able to give you all of this great information, and it was a new information for you, and I hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day.